got a great. Let me ask you this too. We got Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk getting in the ring for undisputed at heavyweight this coming weekend. Does it matter that it's undisputed to you?
Yeah, of course. Got to find out who's the undisputed heavyweight champion. Yeah, of course. Does it feel like, with my American bias, does it feel like a world-stopping event? No, because it's in Riyadh between Fury and Usyk, and it's a great fight. I think Fury, the Ngannou fight, took a little luster off of this fight, but there's only so much luster that could be taken off when it is the two best heavyweights in the game fighting for the undisputed crown. And I think even off top, I'm trying to remember. I think the last time they fought for undisputed was Lennox Lewis and Holyfield's first fight at Madison Square Garden, 1999. Lennox got robbed, I guess, of a draw. Holyfield did a lot better in the rematch, but still came up short. But no, I definitely care that it's for undisputed, for sure.
I don't.
Why is that?
I just don't, man. I was saying that when Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence were fighting. Like, these belts don't get in the ring and fight. These belts they're just there. At the end of the day, having a belt does not classify you as great. Being who you are and doing what you do is how people see that you're great. However, the belt, we know, has always been a part of boxing for so long, and then when you've got 4 of them on the line in one fight, it always is a big deal. But somebody asked me that question last night, so I figured I'd present that one to you. But
it pales in comparison to what Wilder and Joshua would have been if it had been made when it was supposed to be made for undisputed. I think that's the one we would have been like we were for Crawford. It would have been against, an American champion against Joshua. That fight, I think, would have had us buzzing more heading into it when it should have happened versus this fight. But this is still a great fight.
Give me your thoughts.
Man, I've never come on this show and not made a pick. Although I did it for you and Bud. But
this is as close as 50-50 as we going to get, right?
I don't even know if you're going to get a pick out of me unless you absolutely demand one. And, of course,
you know me.
This may be a PorterWay podcast first for your man. I don't like. Okay, so when I watched the tape, and I've always thought Fury will win this fight because a great big man beats a great smaller man, right? Just period. And when I watch the tape, that's what I see. I see that Tyson Fury is the better heavyweight between the two of them.
Yeah.
But man, he didn't look good against Francis Ngannou. And what I'm worried about for Fury is there's only so many times you could go to that well. And like great, I remember, watching Kobe and Shaq and the Lakers. When they began to fall off, it began when they wanted to turn it on for the postseason. We're going to sleepwalk through the regular season. And then once it's time to play Duncan and the Spurs and the Kings, we're going to turn that switch on. And it eventually bit them in the ass against teams that maybe weren't as talented, but they did the right thing all year long, and then they out-executed the Lakers. So for Fury, he's the Kobe Shaq heading into this. He's the juggernaut, but sometimes your lifestyle choices can have an accumulative effect and catch up with you in the long run when you're going up against a guy who, to our knowledge, has always been on the straight and narrow with his lifestyle in boxing. Fury, he blows up in weight. He doesn't take the Ngannou fight seriously. And at some point, especially as you get older, that might catch up with you. And that might be a microcosm of why Usyk wins this fight, is that he's reliable and he's consistent and he's in better condition. And he didn't go to war with Deontay Wilder in a 5-6 knockdown war that has to take something out of you. And so I wonder if Fury loses this fight because conditioning, consistency, punch resistance isn't what it once was. All kinds of things accumulating and costing him this fight that I believe he would have won without a shadow of a doubt a couple years ago. The Tyson Fury that showed up in 2020 in that rematch with Deontay Wilder, I believe is an all-time great heavyweight. I believe that guy who went into the ring for the second fight with Wilder would give any heavyweight their hands full, right?
Yeah.
But that was 4 years ago. And I don't know how far removed we are from that guy. I think that guy beats Usyk because as great as Usyk is, he's a cruiserweight moving up against a 6'9" heavyweight. But I don't know how much of that guy is left, and I know what I'm going to get from Oleksandr Usyk. And he has a greater why heading into this fight. He said in an interview, basically in so many words, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And he wants to turn his fight against big, bad Tyson Fury into a microcosm of little Ukraine going up against big, bad Russia. That's in his heart, his mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And Fury, meanwhile, Fury's talking like a guy who's got one foot out the door. I want to go home, walk me dogs, be with me wife and me kids. You know, it's like he's ready to get this shit over with and go home and be with his family and his wife. No one knows you better than your wife, Shawn. His wife said up and down that you should give it up, Tyson. You should retire after that Wilder fight, you know? So, and part of me saw, and I would have loved to have asked Tyson this, when you got dropped against Ngannou, did you think to yourself, Paris was right? Paris was right. I shouldn't keep going for the money and the undisputed and the Sean Zattel and Shawn Porters to talk about my fight. I should just, I've had enough. So I don't know, man.